me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV and the Raid Furniture Mart Super Series. Tonight it's the Royal Flush Septic Services 150 here at Five Flags. Going to be a heck of a show. I'm Dean Doucette. In the booth with me, Baron Labosco. Baron, we got the Royal Flush Septic Services tonight.
Yeah, we sure do, Dean, and let me just put this out there right now. Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener and viewership should be advised. So as we entertain you tonight, it's going to be an interesting one tonight, Dean. Looking forward to seeing some of the newcomers in the iRaid or the Raid Furniture Mart Super Series. Mix it up with some of these veterans tonight. Got a full field tonight. It's going to look good here at Five Flags.
Yeah, going to be interesting. This deep of a field as these guys are just in qualifying right now.
Yeah, looking here, good look here at Matt Eddy, part-time competitor here, always fast when he joins us here at the Super Series. Five Flags, one of the better tracks on the circuit. 2 lanes here tonight, 2 distinct lanes. Dean, we're going to see some outside passes.
Definitely going to see some outside passes here this evening. It should be highly entertaining, there's no doubt about it, as we just work on the ever malfunctioning apps here. We'll get those all right by race time here. Yeah, Walker Cole up here on the board right now, Baron. And, give Walker the pole. That'd be an interesting, because he's usually our clean green flag type of guy.
Yeah, and he, so far, based on what we're seeing in qualifying, we're looking at Austin Miller. Austin Purnell is in the field. Tanner Berge, dominant car last week. And then last week's winner, Colin Kennedy, excuse me, in 5th place position right now. Colin, our winner last week, first-time winner. As we know, when we see these guys win one, they start coming in bunches. So hopefully Colin makes a run to the front tonight.
Absolutely.
Looking further down through the field, it looks like we got Adam Newton, Marvin Termeyer's in the field tonight, and he's changed his paint scheme. Dean, he's running the 2 car tonight, and he's running it for his father, Marvin Sr. So Marvin Sr. a little out of the weather. We're hoping he makes a fast recovery and gets himself back into the mix. But we know he's watching tonight, and our thoughts and our prayers go out to him as we conduct tonight's event. Also through the field here, Herzog here in the 47 car, turning laps. Herzog, an old veteran. We got a win earlier this season, and Mark is looking to capitalize on tonight's event as well. So the Royal Septic Flush 150 set to entertain. Boys and girls, get your popcorn tonight, because this is going to be entertaining still.
Yeah, a little shout out to Marvin Sr. there. Hope he's giving a look in at this Royal Flush Septic Services 150, and we hope all is going well with him. Out on the track, Mark Herzog out there running his lap, qualifying just about wrapped up here. Let's get a look in, Baron, if we could, at our championship standings. We see here it's Tanner Berge out front. He got himself a nice big lead, but don't forget, there are 2 drop weeks. This is going to change dramatically going forward. Barry Hines currently in 2nd, Adam Newton in 3rd position, Termeyer in 4th, Cole, Kennedy, Walker Cole, Miles, Miller, and Pearson, your top 10, and you can see your favorite driver there on the list.
Yeah, and so far, Barry Hines hasn't won an event yet, but finds himself in 2nd place. Tonight's one of those nights we can see Barry in victory lane. I'd like to see it. I know Barry wouldn't want to flush this opportunity down as he gets to Five Flags tonight, and we're off, Dean.
We're off and running in the Royal Flush Septic Services 150. Walker Cole sitting on the pole tonight as we look in on tonight's starting grid. Of course, brought to you by KT.org. The great sponsorship there. Make sure you go look that up and check them out. Walker Cole, the time is 16:529, sitting on the pole. Austin Miller, Mr. Excitement, will be on the outside of row number 1. You're going to have Austin Purnell making his second start, I believe, is about it. And he'll be starting in third position with Tanner Berge, always dangerous, in fourth. It's Colin Kennedy, last week's winner, having himself a run, and Mark Herzog in row 3. Adam Newton and Marvin Termeyer in row number 4. And Adam Cole and Stephen M in row 5. You can see down the order there, the starting order for your favorite driver, Aaron Beaver, at the back of the field this evening.
So the Royal Flush Septic Services 150 about to take shape here as we get this event underway. Dean, a lot of fast cars in the back of the field. You looking for anybody to unflush themselves?
Absolutely. One of these guys is going to rise to the top of the bowl here, so to speak. And I think, Matt Eddy's out here tonight. Don't let the 88 slip your mind. He's looked good in the past.
He could be a floater. So pace car is off. We're about to go green here as Austin Miller leads him down. He's going to get a great start next to Walker Cole and that Krispy Kreme 10 car. Austin starting up front tonight for a change, and we've seen Austin had some trouble in the past, but he likes his high line, Dean. It looks like he's going to try to make something work up there.
I'm going to try and make it work. Not able to do it so far. Tanner Berge down into the corner underneath him. Miller actually riding quite well on that center line.
Yeah, and we're going to see some guys test that high line tonight. Five Flags is a nice little track to be able to do that if your car's going to work up there. But Austin Miller's found his way to the bottom, and he's probably pretty happy he got down there. He's lost himself and found himself in third place.
We got a bunch of white-looking cars out here as Trading Paints as well as seemingly wanting to reload. Yellow on the track already, Baron. As in, it looks like it's last week's winner. That's going to be Colin Kennedy.
I wonder what happened to
Disaster
Colin.
early for Colin Kennedy here. Let's get a quick look in on it. You see the 3 here riding in about 6th position. It's riding around pretty casually. Nothing too wrong here. And he just loses the back end. That slow slide, we see it all the time in these cars, and no big harm there to anybody.
No, got himself out of the way, and no harm, no foul there. So he's going to carry on from the back of the field tonight, and well, we rack him.
Walker Cole still out front here. So we do have a little anomaly there on our broadcast, folks. I'm quite sorry about that, and can't quite explain it, so we'll just ignore it the rest of the way. It's Walker Cole, Tanner Berge, Austin Miller, Mark Herzog, Austin Purnell, Termeyer, Newton, Cole, and Royal and Stephen M in your top 10. Of course, Kennedy, the big story early here with that. I mean, he didn't hurt anything too bad, Baron, but he hurt himself. Track position, huge. He's at the back here.
Yeah, it's like being constipated, Dean. You cannot push too hard, and that's exactly what he's done out here. Is he's gotten himself into a slow spin, and he's got himself in the back of the field.
And he has Lester onto pit road, the 48 machine. Taking an early pit stop. Looks like quite a long stop here. No tire change. Very interesting. 10 seconds just to fuel up, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe time for a little of adjustment. We'll see. Lester always finds himself to the front at the end of the vent, so maybe he's trying to stay out of trouble up here.
Lap 8 at 150, we rack them. It's Cole and Berge, Miller and Herzog up front. Pace car off the track. Cole with another good start. The 10 machine down to business this evening. Berge files right into second. And Austin Miller sitting in third, buying his time.
Yeah, and Herzog has found himself in the top 5 again. And Herzog, always a dangerous player here. Watch out for that 47 car. Mark knows how to get it to front. He knows how to keep it there, too.
Battle back here between Adam Cole and the 94 of Alan Roel. So they go side by side. Cole riding that hide side, doing pretty well up there, Baron.
Yeah, he's doing great, and it looks like he's going to bring the 33 Andrew Perry with him. Perry thinking better of it now, covers up that bottom line, as it looks like Barry Hines has plugged the hole there. So the 33 stuck on the outside now, chasing down the 94.
Got to be thinking about the high side from what I just seen. If run correctly, it could work. Out front, Cole and Berge, Miller, Herzog, and Purnell all lined up here. Marvin Termeyer in the 2, looking to take that deuce right to the front.
Yeah, and Marvin, no stranger to taking crap. He's up here listening to us cheer him on again this week. So Marvin's going to find himself here in 6th place and see what he can do with Austin Purnell there in that 38 car.
And according to the car there, Baron, he's been taking crap since 1982, so he's quite used to it. The 2 taking a peek on the inside, nothing doing right now as everything up front kind of lined up in status quo. Newton bringing up the rear of that group. Adam Cole starting the next group as he's cleared everybody. The 83 looking good. Roel, Hines, and Perry all in line with Stephen M., Pearson, Logan Hamilton. We didn't talk about him. Seemingly newcomer here, part of Dirty South Racing. But that's a familiar paint there, Baron.
Yeah, so teammates with, who was his name? Oh, good Lord. I can't think of his... Yeah, Miles, sorry.
Or Lewis. Lewis is the one for sure.
And Stephen Miles.
Colin Kennedy trying to make his way back up here. He's got a ton of work to do, though. Rolling the bottom here. And Eddie, a little surprised to see Eddie back here struggling. We've seen how good he can be. The 88 either buying his time and just playing some strategy, or he's just not adapted to this track yet.
And he's got himself there running the middle lane. He's able to hold off Lester for the time being, but I think Lester is finally going to get that position running that low line deep.
Looks like Aaron Beaver's been brought aboard this team as well, so Beaver running that paint scheme just like the others. Out front, still Cole. He's got Berge all over him. And the 42, sorry, of Austin Miller sitting in third, waiting to pounce. You see this group here as we fan out a little bit. These 7 cars really locked together right now, Barry.
Yeah, they're underneath the blanket. You would think that they would try to get past Walker Cole right now. Catching him and passing him are 2 different things. And Walker Cole can make that car just as wide as he wants to be and keep that 35 behind him.
Right on the hood of, Austin Purnell. And it looks like he's just sitting back here, just about a half car length back. Just kind of taking it easy. Perhaps saving his stuff, Baron. Is Five Flags one of those tracks where you can save a little bit and maybe make some hay later on?
Yeah, Dean, you could overdrive this track, as we've seen some drivers do early, and really burn off the tires. The long run will be suited to that guy who can manage the entry and the exit without taxing his rubber too much. So, look for guys like Walker Cole to benefit from a long run here. Mark Herzog's another driver, knows how to really maintain his vehicle. So they may be looking like they're trying to pass, but some of these guys are just looking to stay in touch and then take advantage late in the run.
And I think that's probably the case up front, as we haven't seen any big moves out of anybody yet. And I think they're just biding their time here, logging some laps with 25 laps in at 150. The Royal Flush Septic Services at 150.
So all single file, lined up on the bottom there. These guys are really, at front anyways, are looking to bide their time. We're looking at some drivers, and Bruce Pearson up 3 spots in the 14th position. Bruce, a veteran of this league, and he's found himself on the high side right now, so he might be sacrificing some.
Yeah, he might. He's other sacrificing or trying to get around some, what he considers some slower traffic. Not sure what's going on with the 22 quite yet, but he doesn't look to be as comfortable on the high side as we've seen others. The 3 of Colin Kennedy looking to get in here and mix it up as well.
Yeah, looking to recover from his earlier spin. He's a good driver. Won last week. We'll watch Kennedy march through the field here as this event goes on. But I have no doubt we'll find him in the top 5 before the night's over.
He makes the pass on Pearson, so the 3 on the move after early trouble. Back up front, still Cole and Berge as they start to extend this lead a little bit. They got a bit of a gap to third place, Austin Miller. Miller under heat from Purnell and Herzog. Yeah,
and that's unusual for Austin. Austin normally a long run guy here. We'll see if Austin's, maybe got to make some adjustments next time he stops. Who knows? Really kind of unusual to see him backing up like this.
There's Adam Newton. He's been making a little move. He's just up 1 spot, but starting to head towards this front group here, or these 3 in front of him at least. Marvin Termeyer in the deuce, still sitting here, waiting for his opportunity.
Yeah, and we know Marvin is going to do the best he can to make his move. A little move is better than a big move, and incrementally you can really get to the front if you're a little bit patient.
Some people need to be very patient to have a movement, and the deuce is sitting here waiting. Walker Cole still out front. Quite a battle developing between these 2. Berge taking a little peek. I think Berge, we got a caution on the track. It's back at the back here. Looks like Hines involved, and that's going to be Eddie as well. So Eddie and Hines in trouble here.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to see what happened here.
So the 88, Matt Eddie, we ride up above him here. Right in front of him, contact. Oh! The 22, the 11, all kinds of carnage there on the track. Let's go back and have one more look at it as we look ahead. Let's look a little deeper up here. The 9 comes out, very slight contact by Christopher Lewis gets that started. And I mean, that was very, very slight.
Yeah, just a little poke in the rear from the 9 car and got all that crap started.
Crap did begin, started to flow. Herzog on pit road as we bring up our pit board there. You see Herzog, Hines, Lester all taking a chance here. And Lester is checked out, or no, just blinking out a little bit. Little connection issue. Pearson looks like Miles going to circle in here as well. Pearson is either coming out or coming back in, not too sure. Looks like he's coming in.
Yeah, he was coming out, then he was coming in. Can't make up his mind, and what a mess. We got this going, and we got it.
They call that turtling, Baron.
I believe you're right, Dean.
So Cole, so far, wire to wire. He's got to kind of like this chance to get another restart. You know, he gets such a good start, get a little bit of breathing room because Berge has been all over him.
Yeah, and we know Berge can be dangerous. If he gets around Walker, he could be gone. You know, he could set sail for this. So I know Walker's vigilant, and Walker needs a good start here to make sure the 35 stays honest, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. He needs a good start. Berge will take advantage of any mistakes. And Miller and Purnell have been sitting there and waiting. And I think you got to watch out for Austin Purnell. A little bit new around here, but he's showing speed. He's showing patience as well. I like what I'm seeing out of the 38. I think he could be really dangerous here this evening.
Yeah, I agree. Maintaining speed with Austin Miller is not an easy thing to do, and he's managed to do it. So if he can get around Austin, see if he can go up and catch the other two.
As they continue to sort out the field, make sure everything's intact. I think we got Eddie coming around the track to join up with everybody.
So Colin Kennedy has recovered from his earlier spin, finds himself in 11th place now 10th and 11th. Colin on his way back, and good run so far for the 3-car.
Yeah, making some hay for sure. He was down 10 at least, maybe 11. Now only down 6 spots from the starting position. Pace truck pulls off. Walker Cole leads him down. Gets a decent jump, not quite as good. Berge slides right in there into second. Miller looking to make a move, no room for him. And caught on the high side is Purnell. You got Adam Newton trying to make a move on Purnell here.
Yeah, and that's exactly where Purnell doesn't want to be, right? With these 2 cars pressing down on him, he needs to get to that bottom line. We saw him keep pace with Austin Miller, and he does so. So Adam Newton's now got to find his way around him. I'm surprised we haven't seen as many passes on the high side. I'm wondering if the temperature of the track is playing a role in that.
Let's take a look in on the weather here. You can see 114 track. That is a hot track there.
Yeah, it sure is. So it's making that high line a little breezy. If that track temperature comes down a little bit, you might see some of these guys go up there and test the high side.
Status quo, everybody in line. Actually, a move up front. Berge trying to the outside here. As Barron instructs the outside, Berge makes the move. Here he is, not quite there, and Miller's looking to fill in the bottom. Tight squeeze here. Berge going to beat him off the corner.
Yep, and he's glued to that back bumper of that 10 car to make sure the 42 doesn't get a nose underneath him, because he knows he could go back another spot if Austin Miller gets under him.
He absolutely could. You know, this track is so tricky, Barron. It's just it's more corner than straightaway, I think, a lot of this track.
Yeah, it sure is, and you can see sometimes when Cole's not under pressure, I really think he wants to diamond these corners, but I think he's afraid the 35 is going to poke a nose underneath him if he does so.
Yeah, I think you're right with that, and that's what a smart racer does. I mean, he needs distance to actually run his line. He can be quicker. He can't get it, but he's going to hold the bottom and hold first, and that's the best thing he can do right now.
Yeah, make him pass the high side. It's the hard way around. We've seen it a few times. These are fast cars, but if he's protecting that bottom, there's not much that 35 can do to get around him unless he tries that high side.
Sooner or later, these guys are going to try and make a move or miss a braking point or something. They're running so close together, Barron. Nose to tail, nose to tail.
Great racing. Like what I'm seeing out of these front 3 cars. A lot of respect, but a lot of hard racing going on.
Checking on Colin Kennedy here, a little further back. He's gotten by Herzog, so he continues his march back towards the front. Last week's winner, the number 3, looking to make something happen.
Yeah, and Colin's on his way to the front. He's setting sights on the 12 car. He's his next one in line, I would believe. And after that, one of those team cars that.
Look up here, though, Baron. It's Mr. Excitement. He gets by Berge. Now, looking to get by Cole. He's going to make it happen. He's going to bring Berge with him. Walker, Cole under all kinds of heat as Austin Miller takes the lead.
Yeah, that's pressing too hard, and Austin's got him cleared. So's the 35. So pushing hard here on the bowl, and
Walker.
Little contact.
Little revenge there, perhaps. Hard to say. He backs out now. This is going to give Purnell an advantage on the high side here.
And he's caught in dirty hair now. So let's see what that 10 car looks like as he now finds himself behind these other two drivers, and it's like pushing wind over a turd here, Dean. The car may not act the same way.
It may not indeed. Let's get a replay on the initial pass from Austin Miller on Tanner Berge, just for a second. This is how Miller started his march towards the front. Nothing happened there. A little contact, Berge, and that's what happened. Little contact, Berge into the back of Walker. Walker gets squirrely. Miller jumps on the bottom, gets by Berge, and then he's got position on the 10. You can see how hard he's pressing, wiggling that rear end back and forth, trying to shake it all out, Baron.
Yeah, and that's a classic. Like, look, if you guys are going to wreck, I'm going to take the spot. So we've seen a lot of trophies taken from that kind of behavior. So third place in the catbird seat, now finds himself up front.
Absolutely. Walker's got to regroup, and you can see that replay kind of explains a little bit of that contact between Walker and Berge later on, as Walker maybe not too happy about it.
Yep, and Walker's got to clear his head now because he's got other problems. That 38 car's there with him too.
Yeah, no slouches. You got to stay focused. Purnell all over him. Newton and Termeyer waiting to strike as well, as the Deuce continues to ride here in 6th position. He's picked up 2 spots on the night, and he's been very patient. I like what I'm seeing out of Marvin tonight.
Marvin's driving on a mission tonight. He's got a new paint scheme. He's got a new mission, and he's not one to stink things up. As we got another caution.
Yeah, it's Stephen Miles out here, down to the inside wall. Let's get a look and see what happened. Riding here at the back. And it looks like it's going to be a slow slide off. Oh, right in front of him. That's Lester, I believe. Up into the wall. Lester goes and just comes down and gets into Miles. Wow.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Miles just minding his own business there, and Lester got a wall tap and sent him right into him. So that's unfortunate. Puts them both in the toilet bowl, Dean.
Cole is in.
I'm going to do this all night.
Termeyer's in. Perry's in. Stephen M's in. Beaver's in. Lester coming in to fix some of that damage. So interesting, Baron. We're at that stage of the race. Walker Cole, your pole sitter, lost a few spots there after a little contact with Berge, but he's into the pits. Miller and Berge, Purnell still on the track. We've seen this play out week after week after week. And interestingly, Termeyer beats Walker Cole off of pit road, as does Aaron Beaver.
Well, we've seen this play out before, and this has, in the past, worked to the favor of the drivers who have pitted early. So we'll see if something like that happens again tonight.
So interesting. Beaver, no tires, I believe, was the call for Beaver, just gas. Termeyer, on the other hand, I can't tell, but he did not take a full tank of gas, that's for sure. It's 17 seconds pit stop. So Termeyer perhaps guessing on that fuel level. Hopefully he got that right. But all of that really took Walker Cole. Not only does he pit and get behind everybody, but he lost 2 on pit road.
Well, we know Brian Cole's probably in his ear right now. Dean, if you're Brian Cole, you're the crew chief of this 10 car. What are you telling your driver?
Well, first I'm telling them to be patient, right? Let's keep our wits here. Let's throw the anger out the window, and we'll save that, for a later date. But right now, he's got to remain calm. He's back in heavy traffic on a track that you cannot pass very well. He's got to just let this strategy play out. These guys have to pit. We're on lap 64 or 150. They're going to have to go to the back at some point, and if it's under green flag conditions, all the better for a guy like Walker Cole.
Agreed, Dean. And we know that with track temperatures the way they are right now, passing is going to be very hard. Not a lot of grip on those rear tires, and that right foot gets a little excited. You can spin that car pretty easily.
Absolutely. Here we go. Miller holding him. Berge trying to get a jump. Gets caught out a little bit, but a decent start from Miller and Berge. Newton sitting in third. Purnell in a bit of a hurt. He washes up a little bit. Logan Hamilton looks to sling underneath. Can't quite do it.
Yeah, veteran move there by Austin Miller. He saw Berge try to get that jump, and he held him just for a half a second and then got himself back out in front of this pack. So smart driving by the 42. Little gamesmanship being played, Dean. We'll see what happens as we move forward.
Absolutely a vet move there. You see that guy coming. Don't let him get that momentum up on you. How about Logan Hamilton, newcomer here, up 7 spots. One of our biggest movers during the race here. The 12 looking pretty good, Baron.
Yeah, newcomer showing the boys what he's got. And he's got a car tonight, Dean, that 12 car coming to the front.
He's got Herzog right behind him. We've seen Herzog win. We've seen him lead a lot, so he's no slouch. Adam Cole, Colin Kennedy right behind them. So all these guys are great drivers out here. It's getting to be a really tough league. These top 10 in particular are just really tough to deal with. Out front, Miller with Berge in pursuit.
Yeah, great track for this kind of thing. And, you'd love to see passing, but sometimes what you're seeing from inside the car is even much more dynamic. With a hot track like this, with a lot of turns the way they are, these guys have got their hands full, Dean, and a lot of them, trying hard to make passes, but the car's just not going to cooperate.
You see the deuce. Marvin Termeyer moving towards the front here.
The deuce on the move, huh?
He is starting to make that move. But here underneath him, Andrew Perry making life difficult. Are we sleeping on the 33? The Skull Bandit through. A little loose. He hangs on to it. Shallow entrance here.
Yeah, but if Andrew makes this pass, that's 5 positions to the plus side for the 33, and he's on the move.
We got an issue. Logan Hamilton is gyrating, and now he pops back in, and around he goes. He's having internet issues. That caused that pile up. I noticed he was flashing in and out, and he popped back in halfway into someone's car. Around he goes. I think that was Herzog, and that's just tragedy there. We're not even going to try for that replay because connection issues, the car won't even be there. But that is one of the dangers in online sim racing. You get those connection issues, you disappear, you come back, you disappear. Sometimes you reappear right in the middle of someone else's car.
Yeah, you want to try to get a word with Mark here, see what his night's been like so far?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Dean, I got Mark Herzog, driver of the 47 car, with us. Mark, you got your ears on?
Yeah, how you guys doing tonight?
Doing all right, Mark. Hey, close call there with the blinker. Your car okay?
Yeah, he started blinking a couple of corners before that, and then he totally disappeared coming down the front straight. When he reappeared, he was 90 degrees in front of me.
Hard to avoid something like that, Mark. Is your car hurt?
It's hard to tell. I got the Phantom 4X, but I don't know if I actually got any damage.
So, Mark, tell us a little bit about the track while we're under caution here.
It's not too bad. It's a little slick. You're good off. You got to be easy on the throttle coming off, and the set's pretty good. The set handle's good. It's real neutral right now.
Well, great to hear, bud. Hey, listen, we're pulling for you here up in the booth. Have a good night and good luck.
Thank you, and hi to everybody. Thanks to Marvin and the guys for putting on a great show.
You got it, buddy. Take it to the front, my friend.
All right, Mark Herzog in the 47, and he's up a spot this evening, been very steady so far this evening, and sometimes that's what it takes out in these races, in these super late models, in this raid Furniture Mart Super Series.
Well, the Royal Flush Septic Services 150 is not disappointing tonight, Dean. I'm running out of jokes. This is going to be a hell of a race, though, as we close in just past halfway.
Yeah, with the title, Baron, I was expecting a bit of a blank show, but it's not happening. This is a good race. It's a good show, and we got Miller and Berge out here fighting, and now Newton making his way into third position with Purnell in fourth. But don't look now. The Deuce, it's back in 8th position, and Walker Cole, both these guys have pitted. Walker Cole back in 9th position, so these guys are coming slowly but surely through the field, and these front runners, they still got a pit in my mind.
Yeah, they still do. I'm also kind of impressed with the 9 car, Christopher Lewis. He's up a shipload of positions here, 9 places now. So.
Christopher Lewis been showing well. Beaver is having himself a good night as we're back under green. Miller, good jump. Berge under heat from the 5 machine of Adam Newton. Newton falls back, and Herzog and Purnell are right there behind him. Adam Cole under heat from Walker Cole as the family battle continues. Marvin trying to fill in as well. Oh, almost contact there. Mervyn Termeyer underneath Adam Cole, almost hugging the wall there, Barrett.
That's a hell of a line he's just drawn, and it might pay off as he gets just about clear of that 83 car. Marvin, I've never seen anybody go that low, D.
That's as close to the wall you can go without hitting it. Hell of a line by the 2 machine.
Well, like I always say, it's a game of inches, and like your girlfriend said, we need to be on that fine line, Dean.
Absolutely. I like to measure in metric myself. Miller and Berge continuing and renewing this fight. It's Newton, Herzog, and Purnell. Adam Perry, let's talk a little bit about the Skull Bandit. He's looked rather good. He's going to make a move. He gets underneath Purnell here, looking for this position. The 33 of Andrew Perry has been on fire so far this evening.
Yeah, he's had a really fast race car. He's running a great paint scheme. I love the old Skull Bandit paint scheme, and he's making it work for him tonight, Dean. He's gonna get past this 22 and make his way to the front.
So the 33 getting by. This is going to open it up to Walker Cole. So Purnell, who looked so good early on, fading here on those old tires, getting eaten up by some of these guys. Walker makes the pass. Termeyer now taking a peek.
Yeah, and I misspoke. I thought that was the 22. They got the same paint scheme.
A few guys with the same paint out here this evening. It looks like the 2 going to get stuck here for a little bit. Out front, still Miller. And Miller's got to love it out here. Early on, Barron, I didn't think Miller had it tonight. He wasn't quite as fast as the top 2, Walker and Tanner. But now, you give him some fresh air. And the 42 looks like the 42 of old. Roll in the center again.
Yeah, he does have that center roll going really well. He's not working as hard coming off the turn. But Tanner Berge is right there, and he's not going to let him have a lot of breathing room.
Let's take a look in here at Austin Miller. And you say he's not working too hard. Look at the smoothness on that wheel.
Yeah, that's really unusual for such a hot track. He doesn't have a lot of inputs in that wheel. You can tell by that little orange piece of tape. The more that thing moves, the looser that car is. So he's got a nice, steady rhythm going. He knows that 35's behind him. He's going to make the 35 make the pass, and he's just going to keep doing what he does. Take a look here at Tanner Berge. That wheel's flipping a little bit more now. So Tanner's working a little bit harder, a little more input in that steering, and he's really got to make that car turn with his hands. So that could play out into the benefit of the 42 car as we move through this run, because that right front tires take a little bit of a beating.
Now you talk about, turning the wheel and turning it with his hands. Now, do you think a guy like Miller, perhaps 2-footing it around here, kind of using that brake and that gas in sync together to get that car to turn?
Well, I'll tell you, Dean, once upon a time in Victory Lane, he told us one time that he is actually trail braking at some of these courses. So I'm not sure if he's employing that technique now. It wouldn't surprise me because it looks like that car really likes to turn the center. And if that's what he's doing, then he's got one leg up on the field here because he's got that car up front.
Yeah, he certainly does. Looking really good. And from what we just watched, I got to say, advantage on the long run is going to be to Austin Miller. I mean, the way it's just effortless what we're watching out of that wheel. Berge is just working for every inch of track that he's getting.
Yeah, it was a good look from the in-car view, and if Austin continues to run a nice solid wheel with whatever technique he's using, it won't be long before that 42 starts getting smaller.
Fight heating back up here behind Newton. Adam Newton in the 5. He's got Herzog, Perry, and Walker Cole behind him. Perry's been really good. I think Walker has the fresher tires. Turnmeyer behind this group has fresh tires as he's got by Purnell as well. So the tires slowly but surely coming towards the front.
Yeah, no surprise there. We've seen it week in and week out as these laps continue to tick down. Some of these guys on these newer tires are really just going to outlast the older tires.
And
he's in the wall.
A heavy lick there at the start-finish line. That's not going to play well for the 10.
No, a little bit of lack of concentration there as he gets the 10 car flat-sided on the right side, and hopefully he's still able to take advantage of those tires and move forward. A lot of damage on that car.
Now, what's that do to you if you're a Marvin Turnmeyer? You're behind him. You see him do that. Does that just give you some confidence I can come get him as Purnell makes a move underneath Turnmeyer?
Yeah, well, Purnell said, look, if you don't go get him, I will.
Absolutely, and here comes Kennedy, last week's winner, Colin Kennedy, slowly but surely from that early incident he had. He dropped all the way to the rear of this field, now back into 9th, looking for maybe 8th or better. If these two keep fighting, he might take them both.
Yeah, and a little bit of wash up there by the 38, but no contact. It was good driving by those two drivers, but it looks like Turnmeyer and the Deuce going to lose two.
Yeah, Turnmeyer not really liking this set of tires he's got on there, and very unfortunate for him. The 3, and we got action here. Something has happened. It looks like the 33 of Perry. Barry was doing so good is around.
Yeah, interesting to see the 33 having a hell of a run, and he's in the wall here. Love to see what happened to him here.
Andrew Perry riding around behind Herzog here. Behind him is Walker Cole. Everything looks fine. And he tried to check up on exit because it looked like the 47 had checked up. Let's get one more look, and let's try and go.
Yeah, an unfortunate racing deal there, yeah.
We'll go up here to the 47 and the yellow car, and I think he comes up and he just got a bad run from the 33. You got too good a run at the wrong time too early and ran up on him. So yeah. Wow, just too bad for Perry there. He's doing so well. Herzog takes the lead as we're missing pit stops. Leaders are in. Miller, Purnell, Berge, all on pit road. Newton's on there. Turnmeyer's on. All these guys have come in, and somehow, someway, the 47 of Mark Herzog, who pitted on lap 35, takes over the lead. Cole pitted on 60 and Kennedy on 74.
So it was adult swim at the pit pool, and everybody then drove in. So got a pool party in there, and a lot of guys getting tires and fuel. Now we're mixing things up, Dean.
I hope nobody threw in one of those Mr. Bigs into the pool, I'll tell you.
It was a Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth, that is correct. So Herzog and Cole and Kennedy, Lewis up here. How about Fred Lester up into 5th position? Everything's been shaken on its head. Berge and Miller. Berge beats Miller off of pit road, so big for Tanner Berge. Not sure how that occurred. Let's look at our pit board here. You got Berge with a time of 11 seconds on pit road, and Miller with a 13.7, so interesting there.
I'm wondering if tires, or did he miss his box? Interesting.
Hang on, we're not going green.
Well, it looks like different fuel. You know, you really
Yeah.
got to get your fuel right here. And I'm
Yeah.
not sure you can get 4 tires in that little a time. So these could be no tires or 2 tire stops these guys took.
Yeah, interesting pit strategies in play now. But right with less than 50 to go, you got what you got now, right, Dean?
I'd say you got what you got. 44 to go here when we hit the line. And you got Herzog and Cole. These guys, and Kennedy as well, got pretty fresh tires. I mean, I like the way they're sitting, but Berge and Miller and all them with the speed, this is going to be highly entertaining.
Yeah, and we've seen that happen before. We saw Austin Miller, win a race from 7th place with only 11 laps to go, so they're off.
They are off. Herzog with a good start. Kennedy jumps underneath Cole, looking to take second away to 3 with the position. Can he hold on? I think he can. Walker's going to have to file into 3rd. Behind him, Miller already. Being the Mr. Excitement he is, he's down on the apron, looking to cut the track and get clear. He's got by Berge, so Berge beats him off pit road, but loses the spot on the track. Miller likes where he is, sitting in 4th here, 40 plus laps to go.
Yeah, Walker Cole needs to be careful because there's 12 sets of fresh tires coming, and it looks like Austin Miller is going to be the first one to use them.
Miller just right in there, sticking that nose underneath Walker Cole. He's just getting such a good run off. He's getting entry on everybody. Here he goes, right by Colin Kennedy. The 42 going straight to the front, and he's bringing Tanner Berge with him.
Yep, that's no contest right there. That's 4 freshies against no freshies, and he's got that pass. He's bringing the 35. Austin Termeyer following him through as well.
Termeyer back in the mix here. Awesome job by him, but for the lead right now, here it is. Miller looks underneath Herzog. Herzog tried to close the door, couldn't do it. Miller to the front.
Yeah, Miller took that Termeyer line there. Did you see that? He got his nose deep into that corner and right against that wall.
Here comes Berge. He's got to get by here quick if he wants any hope of catching Miller. Termeyer in it, and we're under yellow. It's Newton. Oh no, Adam Newton, what has happened? He's all banged up. Looks like Lester involved as well. So here we go, the 5 off the corner in front of him. You got Cole. Newton on the middle. Oh, he gets stuck in the middle. Got to check up a little, and the 12 gets a little touch on him. That's Logan Hamilton, and that kind of sends him around. That was a tough one. The 5 checking up to avoid a 3 wide, and behind him the car just gives him a little touch, and around he goes.
Yeah, and the 48 and innocent bystanders, he's trying to miss that wreck. He got touched and ended up in the wall. So Lester having a rough night tonight in that 48 machine.
Yeah, Lester, he had a good position at one point here. That's unfortunate for him, an innocent bystander. Newton, really pretty unfortunate for him. Trying to be wise, not trying to go 3 wide, but just checked up, and these things happen. This is super late model racing here, but this is interesting already, Baron. A green flag run of 5 to 10 laps, and Miller and Berge have gone to the front.
Yeah. We're not shocked by that, Dean, but honestly, Austin looking to capitalize on these fresh tires, and he's picked his way through traffic, but he brought the 35 with him. So we're setting up for yet another run where the 35 battles the 42 for that lead.
Looking on some stats here. You see Austin Miller, 3 wins. Really the only multiple winner out here, Baron. Miller with 3, looking for 4 here.
Yeah, and if you're a betting man, you're not taking a long shot by betting on the 42. It's a great bet, but Tanner Berge, last week, what could he do, right? Pit strategy beat Tanner Berge last week. Now I think he's on the right pitch cycle. He may have something for that 42 tonight.
He might. Lots of intrigue here. Under this caution, let's have a look and see who did pit, if anybody. Looks like very at the very back, just Newton and Lester coming in, so no real advantage except for at the very, very rear.
And the very, very rear brings up our sponsor, the Royal Flush Septic Services 150 at lap 117 of 150. We are ready to go green again.
Definitely are here. And you know, when you get at the rear like that, you get a little inflamed, Baron. And I'm wondering if Adam Newton is currently suffering from inflammation.
Well, we didn't name it the hemorrhoid 150. So a little, you know, preparation H and maybe, you know, a splash of water and you're good to go. Get back on the track, driver.
All right, here we go. Miller, Berge, Herzog, Termeyer, Kennedy, and Cole. We're about to go green flag racing with just over 30 laps to go.
So just under 30 laps. We'll see who comes out in the end, Dean.
We definitely will. Can't wait.
All
Waiting
night.
with great anticipation to see who exits into victory lane. The 42 got the lead. Berge sneaking up there. Again, Miller, good job of playing with him. Herzog comes down to the inside and jumps in front of Berge. Berge rolling the outside really well, fighting back.
Yeah, and Herzog might be taking a page from that 42. He's really got that car buried in the center there, so making it really hard for the 35 to get around. But I think those tires are going to pay off, Dean.
Yeah, I think they're going to pay off eventually here, but he's got to do every lap perfect to get by Herzog. Herzog with position, no slouch. The 47 not going to give it up and almost contact, but Berge does clear him.
Yep, so we'll move the 35 into second place, and let's see if he can walk down that 42.
Here comes Termeyer Jr. trying to pull one out for Termeyer Sr. here. The Deuce on the move towards the front.
And he's under Purnell, and Purnell's had a fast car all night. And look at this, a car we haven't talked about much. Here comes Matt Eddy in that 88. He is looking to capitalize on these two guys racing.
Eddy, out of nowhere, starting to make some moves. Termeyer underneath Kennedy as he continues his march towards the front. Really surprised to see Eddy. He did not look good early in this race. Was wondering if he was just waiting and hoping for, you know, cautions like this before he made his move, and it looks like that's the case.
Yeah,
Kennedy sliding here. He's having some problems.
Yeah, we were all but counting the 88 out, and now here he is. He finds himself, what, 7th place now. So good for Matt Eddy in that 88. Hell of a rebound.
Absolutely. Great job by him out of Sanford, Missouri, by the looks of it. Not too good with my states. 42, Austin Miller leading Tanner Berge right there with him. Herzog doing a whale of a job in third with Lester Tire. Here comes Marvin Termeyer trying to pull out the Deuce for his father. Can he do it in fourth position? Looks like we got some kind of problem. It's Perry along with maybe Lewis back here at the back.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Perry having a rough go of it as he's found himself to the front. Now he's 2 incidents on his own, and he's back there in the back now.
There's a 33. You see him. They're both at the rear. Oh, in front of them, the 9 gets hit. Massive checkup, but the 9 does not control it. Comes down in front of traffic, and that's
No
it.
place to go. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Tough ship for that car.
Absolutely. So 24 to go. Things are heating up here. Termeyer got a spot or two there. He's now in fourth. He's within striking distance. So could the Deuce come through in the end? Who knows? But it's Miller and Berge, man, they've been putting on a show, and Miller in particular, seemingly unbeatable at this point.
Yeah, with 23 laps to go, he could wipe this field, Dean. You never know. Now, we'll see what the 2 has to say for it, but the Deuce looking pretty good.
Lewis coming off a pit road. Engine sounding a little clunky there.
That engine might have taken a Deuce.
Looking on Logan Hamilton, got Walker Cole right behind him. Walker looks so good early on, got to be highly frustrated at this point.
Yeah, Adam Newton in 11th. Stephen Miles shows himself up 4 positions in 12th. Alan Rowell in that 94 car. Hadn't talked much about him tonight, Dean. You know, last week he had a great run, and this week mired in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I mean, it's super late. You really got to break your way, you know. Some of these guys seem to get up here a lot, and there's another pack of guys who could win a race at any given time, but they just have to deal. I think a lot of it's qualifying, to be honest with you, Baron. Something we don't talk about enough, just how important it is to qualify up front and not have to deal with all the traffic.
Yeah, and Chad Knaus is notorious for saying it all starts on Friday. So qualifying, very important to track position on small tracks like this, and then let the pit strategy play out.
All right, 20 laps to go in the Royal Flush Septic Services 150. Can Miller hold off Berge? Can Termeyer make a move? What can Herzog do with older tires? Here we go as they're almost touching door to door. A little contact. They're rubbing. Miller holds them. Great job of playing some games there. Contact. And it looks like Marvin involved. He's going to slide back. Purnell fills in underneath. Marvin trying to hang on the outside. Starting to make that outside lane work. Working on Purnell. They're almost touching. Wow, close racing here.
Yeah, I love what I'm seeing. A lot of tough racing there. We were hoping for Marvin to make a move, but it looks like he's going to need some X-Lax now. He's gotten himself bound up, and he's on the outside, and Purnell looking to pounce.
Oh, and Purnell, maybe a little hip check there. Back out front. Miller and Berge once again got this battle between the two of them. 17 laps to go. Berge been looking for a way to get up here and fight. He's right there. Can he find a way by? He takes to the high side.
And he is looking for a way around, and this might be it. If Miller slips up a little bit and that car gets a little loose, you know that 35 is going to be right there with him.
You see him swinging it out there, trying to get that run off the corner. Bird's doing a nice job. Probably going to tighten up here for a lap or two and take another run at that move.
Yeah, and Austin Miller's doing what he's supposed to do, right? Keep that back end real wide and make sure that the 35 doesn't get an entry point on him. Because this is an Audi, not an any event. So we're going to go ahead and see the 42 do what he can to keep that 35 back there.
Miller's so tough to beat. Berge worked his way right back to the bumper again. We'll see if he tries that high entry once again. Hasn't done it yet. I look for it down. Well, he's not quite there, Barry. He wants to get right tight up before he does it. He swings out a little bit here.
Yeah, and I think he's trying to help his entry a little bit. It looks as though Austin Miller is really beating him through the center here. It's right on that bottom line, and as he's getting through the exit of the turn, he's got a lot of drive off too. So it looks like Tanner trying to look for that entry.
Just can't quite get there. Herzog holding off Purnell for third. What a drive for the 47. I mean, he's got a little bit older tires, I believe, and he is doing a wonderful job, as is Austin Purnell. Good race for him. Logan Hamilton on the outside of Marvin Termeyer here. Our newcomer up 7 spots on this evening, and he is trying to have a great finish here in the top 5. Marvin wants by something bad, but can't quite get there.
I'm wondering if that damage is holding Marvin up a little bit here as he's trying to battle with the 12. Don't look now, he's got a pack behind him and they're coming hard.
Yeah, Newton battling with Kennedy here as Newton recovers from his little scrape up, doing a nice job back into 7th. Oh, and Marvin down the track. A little bit of contact perhaps, sent him down the track. No wreck there. This battle rages on though. Newton and Kennedy going after each other here.
Yep, and with 8 laps to go, there's no more give. It's all take now.
Oh, Kennedy gets a piece of the wall. That's going to bring Eddie underneath. Eddie looking to move forward now. The whole line looking. We check in with our leaders. Still, Miller and Berge. Berge and Miller. And they're all alone on the track, Baron. I mean, these guys setting a torrid pace. They look like Secretariat's last race.
Yeah, and and this is the way it should be. We want these two guys to battle it out. So we'll see what we got here. I think Austin Miller's got enough car to hold off that 35.
I think he definitely does. I mean, it's going to take a monumental effort out of Tanner Berge to do something here. So only a lap or 2 left. We got our 5 to go. My mistake, but let's get in here and see if we can get a look here. A little miscue there from Miller, perhaps on exit.
So these guys are driving hard. Miller just keeping it nice and steady, and the 35 just touches the wall. Not enough to really hurt him too bad, but it did slow him down a little bit.
Status quo, quick check in on the others. You still got Herzog and Purnell. Logan Hamilton winning the other battle. Back up front. Oh, and we got yellow. Not sure what happened. It looks like Roel. Something happened with Alan Roel. And this is going to get hairy.
Yep. We're going to have a restart here, and Austin Miller is going to need to be on his game.
The 94 here on the inside, outside. The 33, ooh, just give him a little poke there. So Andrew Perry, perhaps a little impatient there. It's late in the race. He wanting that spot.
Yeah, second verse, same as the first, and Perry got a little touch in there and sent the 94 around.
All right, Baron, it's coming down to it. Green, white, checker. It's Miller and Berge, Herzog and Purnell, newcomer Logan Hamilton, Adam Newton. Who you got?
I got to tell you, if my money's on the line tonight, I'm going with the 42, Dean.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want you to get out of the comfort zone there, Baron, and take the lead.
It's a real threat. I went out there.
The 42, a heavy favorite to win this thing, but Berge has been doing a great job of trying to harass him on these restarts. And so far, Miller's got the best of him by being a KG vet. But, I mean, that kind of harassment can get you. And Berge, I just think that maybe this time he times it right.
Well, we know Austin Miller's been in these situations before. He's won 3 events so far this year. I got to tell you, I'm not sticking my neck out very far here picking the 42, but I really think he closes this one out, Dean.
Yeah, with 3 to go, he's a heavy, heavy favorite. There's no doubt about that. What's it usually say, Baron? The ticket windows are closed?
Yeah, the pay window's open. And drivers coming from the back to the front are now headed. We know this is no contact league. Contact is starting to happen, as we saw in the back of the field, to cause this yellow.
Austin Miller, Mr. Excitement, not having to put the excitement out there quite yet. He's been leading a lot of this race, and he's got Berge there. This is going to be one heck of a restart. Don't count out Purnell or Herzog. These guys have been going at it tooth and nail. Any contact, any slip up in one of these two will slide right on in there.
That's right, and we can see Austin warming up his tires, Berge warming up to his tires. Second row's in the catbird seat. These two guys do something to get together, and one of those two guys in the second row is going to win this race.
See them all tightening up. Getting ready. Pace car off the track. Miller leads them through the turn. Berge all over him. Miller another great launch. Berge.
Oh, he spins the tires, Dean. He spins the tires.
Great launch, but poor shifting. The 42 almost cost himself. Berge to the high side. He's got a fender on him. Tanner Berge trying to make a move off the corner. We're on the final lap. It's Miller, Berge, and Herzog. Contact. Berge up the track. Herzog underneath, but it's Austin Miller coming to the start finish. He is going to be your winner. Herzog and Berge getting together one more time. Wow, what a finish.
And Mark Herzog finds himself in second place. Tanner Berge falls back to third. A little bit of contact there. And Austin Miller, your winner.
What a thrilling finish. So much so, let's get another look in on it here. As we flash back to the finish of this race between our two leaders, you see Berge on the outside. Miller, good runoff here, but a better one from Berge. Late acceleration, down in the corner, squeezing, contact, and up he goes. There goes Herzog. It's over. Really slight contact, just hard racing there. And a little bit here as Herzog pushing a little hard, and he'll take that spot. Berge perhaps hanging on to third. Might have fell to fourth. I think he got third, though.
Yeah, so it looked like Tanner leaning on both the 42 and the 47, and contact was made. So racing deal there. Nobody did anything wrong. Tanner was doing his job, trying to lean on those cars to try to make whatever kind of gains he could on that outside, knowing he was not in the preferred line. So before anybody gets real excited, it seems like hard racing to me.
Hard racing indeed. Great racing. Really enjoyed that one. Miller taking home his fourth win here. He's had to earn them, man, and he's done extraordinary. Right now, before we get a word with our winner and a couple others, let's take a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Here to the Royal Flush Septic Services 150 in the Raid Furniture Mart Super Series, where Austin Miller has once again closed out the race and done it with some hard racing with Tanner Berge. Herzog slipping into third position. What a thrilling event there.
Got what I wanted out of this one, Dean. Five Flags didn't disappoint. Great sponsor tonight, gave us a lot of raw material to play with, and really entertaining race by the competitors on the track. Can't ask for anything more when you're doing on a Wednesday night, right?
You really can't. Highly entertaining. We're looking at the updated point situation, not to be taken as official, but Berge looking to open up more of a lead. Hines, Turnmeyer, Newton, Miller, Cole, Kennedy, Walker Cole, Miles, and Pearson in the top 10 there. Looks like Pearson making probably the biggest move in the points.
Yeah, heck of an event tonight, Dean. Turnmeyer put on a hell of a show tonight. Happy to see that his dad's doing okay. We had a hell of an event here at Five Flags.
We really did. And right now, let's get quickly Sorry, let's get quickly into our interviews this evening as we first are going to bring in our fourth place finisher, Mr. Austin Purnell in the number 38. A bit of an up and down evening here, but a great finish in fourth place. Congrats on a nice run tonight, Austin.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So tell us a little bit about the race. We talk about up and down. You know, you're relatively new here. We were watching you and talking you up a bit. We thought you were running smooth and kind of waiting it out. You look good. And then another point in the middle of the race or something like that, it didn't look like it was going your way, but later it seemed to come back to you.
Yeah, we was just waiting to take tires on that last stop. I wasn't sure who hasn't took tires. And, I just raced very part-time. It's only my second race this season with them. I didn't know what the points look like, so I didn't want to be too aggressive with some of the passes. But yeah, we was able to ride it back up to fourth. Almost had third. Was hoping to get third, but we'll take fourth. I mean, it won't bad. I like Five Flags.
Well, Austin, you sound like a true racer. You know, a little disappointment almost in your voice with fourth place. That's kind of how we ride. You know, it's checkers or wreckers for us. But really happy with what we've seen out of you, man. And you say a part-time racer. We love to see you come on board here and race with these guys full time. Any thoughts of that?
Maybe in the future. I raced in another league their season just ended on Wednesday night, so we'll just have to see. I should be able to race a lot more for the rest of this season, though, so I'll try to be back next week for sure.
Well, next week we go to Nashville Fairgrounds for the Twangtown 150, and that should be highly entertaining. But congrats on your race here this evening. I thought it was a whale of a job by you, man. And you got any shout-outs? Anybody you want to thank? Now would be the time, Austin.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Hyatt Hood Cleaning and Smoky Days Barbecue, and just y'all for doing the broadcasting. We really appreciate it. It's pretty cool. Gives everybody a chance at home, family, and friends to watch.
All right, Baron. That's Austin Purnell, fourth place finisher this evening.
Yeah, heck of a run by Austin. Great to see him finishing strong. Like he said, part-time finisher, and he's really made the most of it tonight. But I got a wily old veteran here. I am here with the second place finisher, Mark Herzog. Mark, up and down night. We had you in the booth earlier, and look what you did.
Yeah, I pitted at first or second caution, I think it was, just to get gas, and I was hoping we go green till way, way late so that the tires wouldn't be that big of a difference. But we caught a few cautions, and they just ate me up. But I got lucky that Austin and Tanner had a little get-together there, and I was able to get by Tanner for second.
Yeah, it looks like Tanner got hung up on that high side, and there wasn't a whole lot left to do there except keep your nose glued to that 42 and make the pass yourself. Tell me about that battle.
Yeah, 42 spun him a little bit, I think, going from second to third, and that slowed him up, and that didn't allow Tanner to get underneath him, so they had to go side by side, and I was able to get underneath him and just follow Austin through past Tanner.
So, Mark, not a win, but how do you feel about second place, and how do you feel about Nashville next week?
I'll take the second. My strategy didn't work the way I wanted it to work, but Nashville should be fun. It should be a nice, good track to run.
Well, listen, my friend, it was good talking to you during the race tonight. Glad you had a second place finish tonight. We always love talking to you up here at Wind Tunnel TV. You got anybody you want to thank for tonight's event?
I need to thank Marvin and the guys that put this on. I need to thank my wife, as always, for letting me spend a couple hours out here. And you guys for putting on a nice broadcast for us. And to Raid Furniture for sponsoring it.
Hell of a show you put on tonight, my friend. Good talking with you. Good luck next week in Nashville.
All right. That was Mark Herzog finishing in second position. And I'm sitting here with race winner for the fourth time, number 42, Austin Miller, getting the job done. What a victory. Congratulations, Austin.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. I'm sorry I missed last week.
Yeah, it happens, Austin, but you come out here, put the excitement on again, and Berge was giving you all you could handle here. Let's go straight to the end of the race there. You get a little wiggle. Talk about the little wiggle down the straightaway there under shifting.
Yeah, I run the asphalt sprint cars, and those spin the tires bad. But like, I've never spun a super late model that bad in my life. At least in the simulator, I was like, wow, it just pitched sideways. So that surprised me. But luckily, I was able to keep the inside.
Yeah, I actually, it kind of helped you in a way. It was strange because, it forced Berge to go to that high side and actually bring Herzog underneath him and kind of help you out there a little bit. What'd you think about that? Like, you guys are racing side by side there. I figure it was just some good old fashioned hard racing, some slight contact there. I loved what I was seeing. How did it feel from inside the car?
Oh yeah, me and Tanner, he sent me a message after the race, and I was like, yeah, I wouldn't expect anything less. He was just trying to crowd me, so I would do the same thing. So it was
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah, man, it's good fun. It's good TV, and it's fun for the drivers who really love this kind of racing out there to be involved in it. We go to Nashville Fairgrounds next week. How you feeling about that?
It's a great track. Should put on a great show. Unfortunately, just like last week, I'm not going to be able to make it. I have to travel for work, so I'm not going to be able to make it next week. But it should put on a great show. It's a little bit hard to pat there, but if you can get off two decent, you can get under people pretty decent.
Man, we got to put you in touch with Barron and Marvin. They're traveling all over the globe, and as probably you are, or at least the United States. You guys set up a picnic somewhere. But Austin, we love it when you can make it. You're a truly great driver there. Love the way you roll those corners, man, and what you do with this car. And congrats on, I believe, win number 4.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I feel like I'm and this is by no offense to the league or anything like that, because I love this league and everyone in it, but I do kind of feel like Kyle Busch in the Busch Series right now a little bit.
Well, I don't know if I'd put you as a Kyle Busch, but talent-wise, perhaps Austin. But nonetheless, Barron, what you got for Austin?
That's a little bit of ship talking there in the Royal Flush 150. So I like where his head's at there, Austin. Put your boot on their necks, right?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, they're all good. Tanner's super fast. I'm glad that we have some new blood coming into the series for sure.
Yeah, it's been great, Austin. You got any shout-outs? Anybody you want to thank, man? You go ahead and do that right now.
Yeah, just my mom and dad, my older brother. They're watching, so I appreciate them. And I appreciate you guys broadcasting, Marvin running the league. We're starting to, it feels like every season, the second half of the season is mint. And it's just ran so much, well, not ran better, but like the races are just so much smoother. So thanks to all of them.
Yeah,
Can't say that about the broadcasts.
No, sir. Congrats again, Austin Barron. That's Austin Miller, winner here at this race. And we bring in now Marvin Termeyer Jr. He put on this event here this evening, the Royal Flush Septic Services 150. Marvin, we were rooting for you one more time. Just wasn't your night again.
Nah, I just went straight in the toilet again, didn't it, guys?
Yeah, absolutely did.
Your streak continues, Marvin.
Well, yeah, I really did need that caution around lap 26. When I pitted, I took rights only, and the thing was an absolute rocket ship when we come back out, and I started catching the leaders. And I thought, man, I got a real shot here because we were closing in pretty quick. Maybe it just turned so good on throttle, and then we get the caution. I'm like, well, maybe we'll be all right. That caution, the restart didn't go so well, and got another quick little caution there. And the last caution, I think things kind of jumbled up, and me and Mark got together, kind of lost a few spots. And, it is what it is. But man, the car really handled well there at the end. Was able to be pretty aggressive with it. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, like Austin said, seems like the last half of our seasons we run really well, have good clean racing. We got to manage how to get the first half all cleaned up. Then we'll have a real successful season.
Yeah, pretty standard. Do the recruiting, and you got to weed out some of the guys to get to the cream of the crop here. And I think you've found it, Marvin. We're really enjoying it up here in the booth. And of course, give a shout out here to Marvin Sr. out there. And I hope he enjoyed the broadcast this evening, Marvin. And we love doing them with you, man. Congrats on a great league and a pretty good race here in 8th position. I know you wanted more, though.
We really appreciate it. Was hoping for top 3 for the old man tonight. But we'll take an eighth. At least we finished a race finally, so that's positive. And appreciate what you guys do. Uh, y'all got good chemistry in the booth. It's fun to go back and watch these races and listen to you guys.
Well, we have a ton of fun doing them, and Baron, having Marvin here leading the way, pointing us in the right direction up here in the booth. You might say it's been a treat doing this series.
Yeah, it sure has, and a lot of fun tonight. I feel bad for Austin Miller's parents watching us. Sorry, Mom. But a good joke can't be left alone. So great fun tonight here at the Royal Flush Septic Services 150. I can't do any better. But Dean, we've got something real special next week.
We absolutely do. We got the Twangtown 150 from Asheville Fairgrounds Speedway. Gonna be a good one. And make sure you come out every Wednesday and check us out here in the Raid Furniture Mart Super Series. But for myself, Dean Doucette, Mr. Baron Labosco, that flushes this one down the toilet. And we'll be back next week. We'll see you next time.